さあ、絶望してくれるなよ。
Hello guys and welcome. Before we start, I want to let you know that everything in this video will be from the Bleach Can't Fear Your Own World light novels, so that is automatically a spoiler warning. If you haven't read the novels, please do so because they are canon to the Bleach story. During the third volume of the Can't Fear Your Own World light novels, Shunsui and his group had entered the Valley of Screams to confront Tokinada in what would be the final battle. Shunsui was accompanied by Kenpachi, Kensei, Yoroichi, Shinji, Grimmjow, Neliel, Haribel, and many others. After conversing with Tokinada, Shunsui attacked him and a small exchange ensued. So Tokinada, being outnumbered, called for the help of Hikone, who I will make a video on in the future, so stay tuned for that. And Hikone and Zanpakuto would keep Kenpachi, Shinji, their rankers, and the Queens busy, while Oramichibane, who is like a friend of Tokinada, fought Ginjo and his crew. So with the final battle started, Shunsui, who was fighting Tokinada, confronted him with a question: "What is the name of your Zanpakuto?" Tokinada would answer with Kuten Kyokoku, but Shunsui shut him down and told him that that was a lie. Tokinada was surprised by this, and Shunsui proceeded to note that he knows that Tokinada's Zanpakuto has the ability to reflect attacks from other Zanpakuto, but he suspected that Tokinada had sealed it with a fake name, and thus its Shikai was only a half release. Because as you all might have noticed by now, the name which Tokinada claimed was the name of his Zanpakuto was Kuten Kyokoku, which is very similar to Katen Kyokotsu, which is Shunsui's Zanpakuto. Tokinada, being exposed with the truth, finally admitted that what Shunsui had noted was indeed true. His Zanpakuto being called Kuten Kyokoku was no mere coincidence. Now Tokinada and Shunsui used to be classmates under Yamamoto's tutorship together with Ukitake, but years later Tokinada did something which I'll reveal in a video of its own, and Shunsui exposed him, and due to that Tokinada has always hated Shunsui. So him sealing his Zanpakuto under a name so similar to Shunsui's Zanpakuto was like a way of mocking Shunsui. Obviously, being the sicko he is, Tokinada went on to let Shunsui know just how much he hates Shunsui. After that, he took a deep breath and started chanting: "Sip from the four seas, the heavenly shores entwine, equally duplicate 10,000s, and sharpen, Enrakyoten." The name of his Zanpakuto was Enrakyoten. According to the fan translations, Enrakyoten loosely translates to the law of the bewitching lucid mirror. Upon the release of its true Shikai, the blade of Enrakyoten shone so brightly that it actually blinded Shunsui for a second, which made Nanao speculate that it was a light-based Zanpakuto. Later on, Tokinada confirms that Enrakyoten is one of the oldest Zanpakutos belonging to the house of the Tsunoyashiro, which is the most dominant of the four noble clans that essentially govern the Bleach universe. Now this is where it gets strange. Before releasing Enrakyoten, Tokinada had a really bad wound on his abdomen where Shunsui had stabbed him, but a short while after Tokinada released his Zanpakuto, the wound was no longer there. There was still a hole on the cloth around where Shunsui had stabbed him, but the wound had miraculously healed. Some seconds later, Tokinada fell victim to a combo between Yoroichi and Kensei and had all his internal organs literally blown away. I mean, the guy had a massive hole on his midsection bigger than the one Ulquiorra gave Ichigo. But then, it was no longer there. Kensei was even sure that he had killed him. And then another strange thing happened. A creature with fangs came out of the ground. This actually shocked Shunsui even harder. Why? Because Shunsui recognized that ability. It was the ability called Gagaku Kairo, and it was a technique used by the 7th Kenpachi, Kuruyashiki Kenpachi, who was Kyoraku's old friend. So what was the technique of somebody who should be dead for hundreds of years doing here? At this particular point, I'm pretty sure most of us have begun to figure out what Enrakyoten can exactly do, but I'll just go on with the story. While Tokinada was concentrating on Shunsui, who was trying to avoid Gagaku Kairo, Yoroichi managed to sneak up and attack Tokinada. Then, a swarm of sakura petals swirled around her leg and almost completely turned it into dust. There was no mistaking it. That was Senbon Sakura. And with that, we already know the main ability of this Zanpakuto. It can copy the abilities of other Zanpakutos, although Tokinada later states that Enrakyoten can only copy the abilities he has witnessed. I'm now going to list some of the Zanpakuto abilities that Tokinada used during the final battle. Number 1 is the Petals of Senbonzakura, which belongs to Byakuya. As we saw, Yoroichi almost had a leg completely blown away by Senbonzakura. Number 2 is the Gorging Monster of Gagaku Kairo, which is an ability belonging to Kurashiki Kenpachi, who was a friend of Shinsui Kyoraku. And the third ability Enrakyoten used was Wabisuke's ability, which belongs to Kira. We know that Wabisuke has the ability to manipulate gravity and turn anything it touches or it cuts heavy. So the fourth ability is Hisagomaru's ability, which he used to heal himself of those injuries I listed earlier. This Zanpakuto belongs to Anataro, and it's a Kido type Zanpakuto which is used for healing. The fifth ability Enrakyoten employed is the ability of Zenosuke Zanpakuto, and I don't want to say its name because I'll absolutely butcher it. Although with Zenosuke it might be weak, but when used with the being of higher Reiatsu, it's actually a pretty strong Zanpakuto. And Tokinada used this ability to create a barrage of stones that even captains present had to defend against, believe it or not. The sixth ability which Enrakyaku employed is Aineko's Ash, that belongs to Rangiku. The seventh one is Rijinchaka's Flames, which belong to Yamamoto, but they were not as strong as Yamamoto's. And the eighth ability is Daruma-san, which is an ability of Shunsui's Zanpakuto Katen Kyokotsu. And the ninth ability is Ruriro Kujaku's ability, which belongs to Yumichika. And finally, the worst of all, the father of all Zanpakutos, and probably the most broken ability in Bleach, Kyoka Suigetsu, which is ultimately the ability that overwhelmed everyone who was fighting him, except Kenpachi, who was fighting Hikone. I don't even have to tell you who this belongs to. It's just overpowered, and the fact that Enrakyoten can actually use Kyoka Suigetsu just makes Enrakyoten an overpowered Zanpakuto. Although Enrakyoten could copy any Zanpakuto ability, Shunsui noted that the abilities of the Zanpakutos wielded by people stronger than Tokinada were weaker than the real thing. This didn't apply to Kyoka Suigetsu though. I think it's because Kyoka Suigetsu doesn't operate on a physical standpoint or on a physical level like Rijinchaka. Furthermore, there was one Zanpakuto which the power of Enrakyoten couldn't copy at all, and that was Zangetsu. Tokinada literally tried, but all he could copy was just Zangetsu's appearance, and it was never stated exactly why he couldn't do it, but I know it's because Zangetsu is just super strong and probably no one else can handle Ichigo's Zanpakuto except him. And this is further supported by Ginjo, who, when he saw Enrakyoten turn into Zangetsu, said Tokinada could easily kill him in one swing if that was the real thing. So after overwhelming everyone with Enrakyoten, something sinister was revealed. It turns out that Enrakyoten consumes the soul of the user when activated. This is why Tokinada had it sealed under a false name, because he couldn't just activate it anyhowly. And basically every time one uses Enrakyoten, a portion of their soul is consumed. Prolonged use of it, like how Tokinada did, will result in an assured death. This is why the Tsuneashiro clan had sealed Enrakyoten deep in their archives, because no one wanted to die out of using this Zanpakuto. And I personally think this falls in place with the main theme of the novels, which is balance, because to obtain an insane power like Enrakyoten, without having to train for it or to fight for it, there has to be a price you must pay. You cannot just obtain such a power freely. That to me is the ultimate power, a soul for a soul. You obtain Enrakyoten, it gives you unlimited power to copy all the abilities of these Zanpakutos that you've never attained, you never trained for, and you can use them. There has to be a price and you must pay that price. And for Tokinada, I don't feel sorry at all. He was planning on throwing the world into chaos just to laugh at it and enjoy it. That's how crooked Tokinada is. And in the future, I'm planning to make a video on just how evil he is, because we never saw this such evil from Aizen or Yhwach. Both of them had an ultimate goal that they believed was for the greater good. But Tokinada's Tsunayashiro never had any greater good goal. He just wanted to see everything fall apart, and literally, and I'm not joking, he wanted to laugh as things fall apart, as the world crumbles. That's how wicked the man is, and that is a massive understatement. So yeah, that was it everyone. That was Enrakyoten, the probably most overpowered Zanpakuto, depending on the user, but with a massive massive price, and this is a price anyone must pay to wield such power. Thank you everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the video. In the future I'll be covering more on the Can't Fear Your Own World novels, so tune in and subscribe if you haven't, like the video, share it, and I'll see you on the next one.
控えしすぎて天外まとい万象等しく映し削らん円楽経典